you can still remove the conditions on your residency even if you get divorced. And the way to do it is to file the I-751, the form to remove the conditions on your residency, based on a waiver of the joint filing requirement. Hey guys, let's talk about what happens if you become a conditional resident through marriage to a US citizen spouse. What that means is you get a 2-year green card after you apply for adjustment of status through your US citizen spouse. And when you get a 2-year green card, that means before the 2 years are up, you have to file another form, a petition to remove the conditions on your residency. And with that petition, you need to submit more evidence to show that you and your spouse continue to live in a good faith marriage. And actually, your US citizen spouse also has to sign that petition. But what happens if, unfortunately, your marriage breaks down and you get divorced during that 2-year period? Do you automatically get divorced? Are you placed into deportation proceedings? What happens? The answer is you can still remove the conditions on your residency even if you get divorced. And the way to do it is to file the I-751, the form to remove the conditions on your residency, based on a waiver of the joint filing requirement. So on the I-751 form, there are basically 2 options. You could either file jointly with your spouse, or you could request a waiver, which has a bunch of different sub options. One of those options is you entered the marriage in good faith, but it has since terminated or ended through divorce or annulment. If you select this option, you can still keep your green card even if you get divorced. And the way to do it is to timely submit your I-751 petition. So by timely, I mean you either have to file it 90 days before your green card expires, or within a reasonable time or a short period of time after you get divorced. So the latest you should be filing it is 90 days before your green card expires. But if you got divorced like a full year before that, you should file the I-751 sooner. Don't wait until that 90-day window. And along with a timely filing, you need to include a copy of your final divorce certificate and evidence to show that when you entered the marriage, it was in good faith. So that good faith evidence is going to be pretty much the same type of evidence that you would submit if you weren't divorced. The only difference is now that you're divorced, you're going to be filing the form slightly differently, and you're going to be including a final divorce certificate. The mistake I see people make is waiting too late to file the divorce. You know, if you have to file your I-751 next month and you and your spouse are separated, you're not even living together, and there's no chance you're gonna ask them to jointly sign the I-751 with you, it's probably too late now to start your divorce, which could easily take like 3 to 6 months to process. If you find yourself in that situation though, there is a workaround. What we would do is we would file the I-751 based on divorce as though you have a final divorce certificate, even though you don't. You must at least have filed the divorce action in court and have a divorce petition or application pending. What we would do is we would then submit a date-stamped copy of the divorce petition showing that it's been received by the court that's handling the divorce and that it's pending. And then on the last page of the I-751, where they allow you to provide additional information, I would indicate that the divorce has been filed and is still pending. Usually, when you do this, a couple months later, you'll receive a request for evidence asking for the final divorce certificate, and then you're good to go. You're just waiting for the I-751 to be adjudicated and decided by a USCIS officer. One final note to make here. When you file the I-751 based on divorce, there will always be a USCIS interview. The interviews are not that hard as long as you have evidence to show that the marriage was in good faith. But by contrast, if you remain married in a good faith marriage and you submitted enough evidence, there usually, at least as of November 2025, are no interviews. You'll just get an I-751 approval notice in the mail like 3 years in the future based on current processing times. All right, guys, that's the end of today's video. If you got anything out of this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you're looking for an immigration attorney to assist you with your green card, citizenship, deportation defense, or you just want some general guidance on family-based immigration to create a strategy, be sure to consult directly with me, Huyan Darian. I'm an immigration attorney handling these matters nationwide. So if you need any assistance, you can use the direct booking link in the video description below to schedule a consultation, or you can go to darianlaw.com where you can click the link to schedule a direct consultation. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for another video.